Hello, YouTube. This is the Galley La Podcast, and today we're going to be reviewing One Piece Chapter 1060, Luffy's Dream. And this is your host, Akainu Fanboy, and your other co-host, Geboss. So please like the video and subscribe if you haven't. So we are introduced. So unfortunately didn't get the Vince Smoke continuation showing Caesar holding Katakuri by the throat. We didn't get that, but hopefully next week. But instead, we are given the revelation that Vivi's dad has died, and that Luffy and the crew found out about it.
Yeah. I like that they know that Sabo, like, they know well enough that Sabo's not behind it.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of what's happening, and you think that you have a thought about Vivi.
Yeah, I would say this general chapter. So there's two people most likely to join the crew at this point. One, I think Karen is like less likely because I think she would have popped out by now, if I had to guess. Secondly, I think Caribou has the highest chance because he's back on the crew, and Yamato isn't. And then thirdly, and the serious part is, I think Vivi has a higher chance now of joining the crew. So one has a little bit of tragedy with just her dad dying. She's been on the crew before. So she has like more of a motivation to kind of like fight against the world government now and everything like that. And then now we kind of see Zoro saying, well, why would we need to like help out Vivi? Like why go against Navy HQ and things like that, and then this is kind of the structure of this part of the chapter goes back to right after Alabasta when they just leave Vivi and they miss her, and Zoro's like, yeah, whatever, and then at that panel where, what was it, Chopper, Sanji, Nami, and Luffy, it's like exactly mirrors it too, so it's a straight parallel right there. And also it's kind of interesting whenever Zoro says, do you want to be the enemy of like Big Mom, they end up being the enemy of Big Mom,
Yeah.
So when it's like, you want to take on Navy HQ for Vivi, well, it looks like that's probably what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, she's definitely gonna meet up with them again, but I don't know when that's gonna be. But yeah, did we know that Caribou was gonna be on the ship again? Because he, I mean, honestly, he's traveled more with the crew than Yamato has at this point.
Yes, which isn't saying much because even Karoo was on the ship more than Yamato, and had more character development. But I think when it comes to yeah, so it is interesting because like Caribou has all the knowledge about a lot of stuff that's gone down already, so it's kind of like Chekhov's gun. It's just kind of there on the table, and Oda's gonna use all this knowledge at one point. The question is with who.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what Oda does with him, because again, he has all this information.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he keeps on building up the anticipation. Now, it is kind of what was it? Yeah, I don't know. I seeing the crew interaction too. Again, this is just another highlight of the chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Love it just to see them all talking with each other. Seeing them all together again, it's been really good. And then just seeing Zoro as the right hand and everything, just to kind of calm Luffy down. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just really great to see this dynamic. And then Robin is telling about the Cross Guild, and then Luffy's like, "Oh no, you can take care of that." So everybody just kind of has their role on the ship, and it's just great to see.
Yeah, Oda needs to stop teasing us because Robin's like, "Oh, Luffy, there are other people that we're familiar with. Do you want to hear about them?" No, it's good. It's like, no, tell us everything. But
yeah, if I had to guess, it might have to do with Kobe too. Maybe one of those people that she's referencing.
Maybe.
I think that's a possibility.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe
but I don't know.
Hancock or something.
Yeah, and I just kind of like how he trusts Robin too. I think that's kind of another affirmation, you know. He's like, you take care of her, Robin, you know. Like, she likes to be relied upon too, you know. And I don't know, it's just cool to see like Luffy still has his faith in Sabo, you know, and just kind of he thinks Sabo just wants people to be free. And which is kind of interesting, so he affirms like his belief in the freedom of Luffy, you know, and then the freedom that Sabo wants, and then we immediately cut to Luffy's true dream. And I don't know, it's just kind of interesting, like, to see all the crew members' reactions, you know? Zoro's kind of put off guard by it, same with Jinbei and Nami, and then Frankie, Sanji, and Brook are laughing about it. And then Usopp's scared, Robin, Oh, yeah, and Chopper's happy about it, too. But it's just interesting to see their reactions, you know, in that respect.
Yeah. I don't know what... I know some people were upset about them not revealing what the dream is. But I think... I don't want to predict what it's going to be. But I feel like other people have said something like he wants to have like a big feast or something, or go to the moon. But again, this gives another hint to what it potentially could be, because it says that Luffy will only have a chance of it to become when he's the king of the pirates.
Yeah. Right.
So it's interesting because, I mean, we always kind of assumed that the king of the pirates was his dream. And then this is just kind of like, no, it's a means to an end of what he really wants to do. So I think that's kind of interesting. And so do you think that he'll become the king of the pirates and then just use whatever the title bestows upon him, and then he'll just give it up once he's achieved his dream? Do you think that?
I think that's definitely a possibility, but then there's kind of that reality of death maybe around the corner with him too, and he might die the pirate. I think he'll die the Pirate King the same way Roger died, if you know. Just going with that. Yeah, you know, it's an interesting I mean, yeah, then I can see in his character too. Yeah, sure, I'll give it up. I don't really care about it that much, you know. But at the same time, though, he has said over and over, I'm going to be the king of the pirates. I'm going to be, you know, I don't think it's necessarily something you throw away. It's kind of like essential to his identity, like the straw hat, you know.
That's true too. But it's interesting that he said that the only people that he's told are Shanks, Ace, and Sabo. And he specifically says, like, Shanks cried when he heard about it because it's the same as Roger's. So, So, I mean, specifically within the past arc, like with Yamato and everything, because Yamato had the journals that said what the dream was. It's definitely going to be a big component of this final arc.
Yeah, because this is definitely the setup for the final saga for sure. Just a lot of stuff we've seen in this chapter, but I think it's like one thing I just appreciated about the scene. Like, people are like, "Oh, why did he tell us?" It's like, no, I'm kind of glad he didn't, because I haven't really felt like a sense of awe and mystery in One Piece in a long time, really. And there's another part of this chapter I'll bring up this theme, but maybe like Skypiea, for example, with the sky giants and seeing their shadows, you know, or seeing the ships fly out of the sky with Jaya. It's like, wow, that's like really mysterious and cool. One Piece feels like this big world, you know?
Yeah.
And when you just have everything fed to you, and with Wano, since it was just so fight-oriented, we were just predicting, how's this fight gonna end? How's this fight gonna end? There was no mystery there, you know? It was just kind of like a big war, and nothing too much there, you know? So I'm glad Oda's kind of like bringing up the mystery and adventure component again, you know?
Yeah. And then we have Frankie saying like, "Oh, we better find the final poneglyph," but Robin says that we don't know where to look for it. It's been a long time since it was last seen. But I mean, there was the clue that she reacted to with Kid saying the thing about the guy with the scar.
Yeah.
The flame scar or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and this is where we get to the point with the Flame Emperor Sabo, and they're able to pinpoint the origin of the transponder snail, and we get a cut of Emu and the Gorosei. And so what is kind of interesting, going back the second time, like they're saying, oh, it's unlucky that Sabo happens to be in this country, in a way. And then there's some people are kind of interpreting it as like, no, it's not unlucky. It's just Emu sensed that he was there, and that's why they actually destroyed the kingdom.
I mean, that could be a sorry, that could be a thing as well, but I'm not sure. But I mean, this is the island that was in the Ace cover story with the little girl, and this was the one where the revolutionaries were introduced.
Yeah.
So it definitely has a tie to the revolutionaries. And I think it's interesting that someone pointed out that why wouldn't Sabo try and use an encrypted transmission or whatever? And I think I was reading comments about the chapter, and I think someone pointed out that it would be, he could be like sowing the seeds of like of division within the Marines because of the fact that he lets people know that there's someone that was on the throne.
Yeah.
So that could be as well.
So you think he basically gave them the heads up, like, one, they're going to destroy his country, two, there's someone on the throne. He's going to basically destroy his country anyway, so I might as well, like, get out the message that there's someone on the throne kind of thing,
Maybe. Well, does he know that? I mean, they could do that because we get to the part where it's the clouds are gathering over, and I mean, we basically see Emu wipe out the entire island, saying that it never existed. Yeah. Which I don't know if this was like pre-chosen or if he knew that Sabo was there or what. But do you have any other thoughts about that?
Yeah, I know. I'm more inclined to think it's Uranus. That's just kind of been my belief for a while, that the government has had that, and that's how the government stayed in power this whole time. But I'm not particularly thrilled that we have another fake out of Sabo dying. This is the third one.
What are you talking about? This he definitely died this time.
Yeah. That's kind of, I think, the only negative part of the chapter, even though it was like a super cool scene and everything. I liked it.
Yeah.
Just please, Oda, just let like everybody in my country die except Sabo. I know you're not gonna kill Sabo, but just let everybody else die. Like, no more fake outs, please. Just please stop.
Yeah. So. But it's interesting because one of the, so I was also reading stuff about it. We're a couple days late after the translation dropped, but someone pointed out that there are 16 like things that are coming down from the sky, and one of Doflamingo's attacks was called 16 holy bullets. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So I'm just wondering if, because Doflamingo knows about the secret of the celestial dragons and everything, of Mary Jella. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting, but just based on this, it reminds me a lot of Skypiea, like Enel's attacks from the arc where he was destroying stuff. And I mean, you kind of look back at Skypiea at this point, and it's almost like laying the seeds for what's to come, like this kind of destruction, Sun God Nika, all those ties to that, and I'm wondering if like he could have potentially, if Oda was maybe thinking about ending it, because you see a lot of parallels at that point. Because if he ended it there, I mean, you kind of get the gist of everything.
Yeah.
But it's like I think at this point he's like, no, I'm gonna take it and do it better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I expected Vivi to be with Sabo also, but we didn't see any proof of that.
I assume she's going to be on the next island they're going to show up to, which I'm becoming convinced it's not going to be Elbaf at this point.
Oof.
You know?
Don't say that to the Elbaf fans.
Yeah, oh yeah. Sorry. Well, but I don't know. It was cool that they were in this iceberg area. Man, you get to see some new fits on everybody, which is great. I like it. You get to see Luffy with the snow jacket. It's been a while since we've seen that again. So, like I said, a really cool adventure. You get to see the crew interact. Loving it. And just seeing the, it's like a giant warm eddy, or, and just see this big mass of water. I was like, wow, that's cool. Like, it's kind of the same feeling when you see the supernovas go to the new world for the first time and they see all this weird stuff, just flying around, you get that same sense of mystery, and I love it, and then we get connected right again with Bonnie just coming out of the sky. It was Zoro Cuddy, like, the dummy he is, and then here comes, Bonnie, and it's just like, okay, cool, now we're reintroduced to a character through this mysterious way, and I liked it a lot. And so she's at 320 million, which is, not as high as everybody else, but, it's an improvement for her. But I think you brought this up, where Arouge is now the only supernova who hasn't played a big part in the New World so far.
Yeah, that's true, because we had Beje in Whole Cake. You had, like, basically every other supernova in Wano. It's just Arouge and Bonnie. So it'll be interesting to see if they incorporate Arouge into this next arc as well. And
especially since there's such a theme of, like, the sky and stuff coming out of the sky and everything,
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think that this is going to be Elbaf either, just because of the fact of the climate that they're in. Like, we don't see Elbaf being a winter climate, but it's because in One Piece you don't really have different climates, do you? Like seasons, or do you on the islands?
Usually not. We haven't really seen that too much.
Yeah, they're just kind of stuck in one perpetual season.
Yeah, and the last time we really had a winter-themed island was Drum Island, right?
Well, Punk Hazard.
Well, yeah, so Drum Island, yeah, Punk Hazard, and then I guess there was that filler spa arc too.
No one talks about the filler arcs.
But I also thought it would be interesting to bring in the snow element again in Blackbeard, because obviously Bonnie has a connection to Blackbeard, and Blackbeard has that issue where he can't fall asleep in relation to Drum Island and stuff. So I'm wondering if we might, and obviously there's the thing with Kobe, if we might run across some connection with Blackbeard here, potentially, with the snow temperate, climate and all that stuff.
Maybe. And, I mean, just kind of going back to Bonnie really quick, she looks basically like she was in the same outfit that she was at the Reverie. So I'm wondering if if Kuma sent her to this location.
Yeah. That's possible. She's just been stuck in there the whole time.
Yeah, well, she probably would have died but yeah, and that could potentially mean that Vivi was sent somewhere as well. Because I mean, we kind of thought that she would be with Sabo, but it's a possibility that Kuma did it too.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it looks like we're going to be getting into the next arc. I thought we were going to get into it this chapter, but looks like next chapter.
Yeah, so it's good to see that we're not at Elbaf. There's no Yamato, and I'm only being tongue in cheek, but what I mean by that is like I'm getting surprised. I don't know where the story's going.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, because everybody's like, we're gonna go to Elbaf, and then we start the final war. Like, okay, well, no, there's a lot of stuff changing around.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a maybe an in-between type arc, like Zoe. Like more lore than actual fighting, but who knows?
Right. But this definitely makes the world government seem like more of a threat for the end war now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, didn't even mention that this is most definitely what happened to God Valley not existing anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a lot of stuff that needs to be kept in our minds going forward.
Absolutely, for sure. But yeah, no, great chapter though. It's so good to be out of Wano. Just like I said, crew, mystery, excitement, adventure. It's all coming back now, Yeah. And I really appreciate it a lot, So, and we get to see all these great characters we haven't seen in forever too.
Yeah.
So, any thoughts?
I want to see Rouge in the next arc. That's about it.
I think he might be in the Cross Guild, but we'll see.
Maybe. Who knows anymore? Just the shakeups
all right,
of everything.
Well, for sure. Caribou for Nakama. And anyways, that's it. Leave a like, subscribe, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon. Peace.
See ya.